everyone, it's a ticket to Christ. Thank you for tuning back in. We're in the Have You Passed from Death to Life series. We're looking at through the eyes of the Lord. The Lord views it as if you love the brethren, fellow Christians, right? That's how you can tell if you've passed from death to life. And here in John 13, verse 34, John the Gospel, this is the Lord speaking, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if you have love one to another. Okay, so what is jumping out at you? What are you seeing? What are you hearing from this? I guess one thing for me I'm seeing standing out is what is it that Jesus says would show that you're his disciples? That's one question that jumps out. That's a good one to ask. And he's saying that loving one another is how people are going to tell. And Jesus could have said anything. He could have said, they will be able to tell that you're my disciples if you love God. They'll be able to tell that you're my disciples if you feed the poor. They'll be able to tell you're my disciples if you share your faith or go to church. He didn't say any of that. He didn't say they'll know if you go to church, right? He didn't say that. He says they'll know if you love one another. And the Lord always gets to the root of every issue, because if you love one another, you will go to church. You will share your faith because you're going to have that love, right? You will feed the poor. You will do all these other things. And of course, you're going to love God because love comes from God. So Jesus gets to the very root of the foundation of what powers everything else. And so that love powers everything else. And that is what will catch the attention of the world, the Lord is saying. Because you don't see that. You see people being loyal to different groups and having the same identities. And there's a loyalty there and maybe even a kinship. But it's unusual to see a deep love for one another when people are different. You have different types of people, different ethnicities coming together, but they love one another. They're able to love past their differences. They're able to forgive. They're able to get along. And that is unique to disciples of Jesus Christ, because it's God who powers that love. And it's God who powers that relationship. And it's only through Christ can you have a connection and a relationship with God the Father, the only God, only through Jesus Christ. And so that's why what we have is so crucial, and it's so critical, and it's so important to really have that love in your heart. A lot of times there are many churches where you do not see this. They're not following the new commandment that Jesus gave to love one another. And it's a new commandment. It's a commandment. It means that Jesus is saying you're commanded to do it. And so it would be breaking a commandment of Jesus Christ not to love your fellow disciples in the Lord. Now, loving and how, he's telling you how, as I have loved you, right? So Jesus is not saying love ya, that superficial type of love. He's saying love in the way that he's demonstrated love. And the love he's demonstrated is to lay his life down. That's the type of love. And that is challenging. That type of love can only come from God. A lot of times people are challenged to be inconvenienced for someone else, right? And so as Christians, this is the standard. It's from the Lord. It is the only commandment Jesus gave. It's the only commandment he gave while on earth. And that is to love one another. It's very important. Of course, he said he gave us the Great Commission as well to go and make disciples, but he didn't put it like it's a commandment. But this one he puts like it's a commandment in line with, say, like the 10 Commandments. And so it's very, very important to the Lord. It's very, very important to him that we reflect and demonstrate this love for one another. He's not asking us to love the world. He's asking us to love one another. And you know, when you read the scriptures and the Lord talks about that the world rejected him, so the world will reject us. And so rejection comes from the spirit that's in the world. So if you're finding yourself rejecting other Christians, you got to ask yourself why. Why would you reject someone who came from God? If you're rejecting someone who's from God, you're rejecting God. And so you have to examine your heart and life and to see where that's coming from. What is it that's not submitting to Jesus? What is it that's not powered by the Holy Spirit? So this is a good one to memorize by heart. I think John 13, 34 and 35 should be memorized by everybody because this is something that is very important to the Lord. And this is the primary thing we should be modeling in our Christian walk. The primary thing. That's what I'm getting when I read the scriptures. I don't know if you're getting the same thing or what is it that you're seeing as you read the Gospels, as you read the letters of the Apostle John, especially the letter 1 John. You're just seeing the importance of us as Christians loving one another, how you see the importance of that to the Lord and of course to God. That is it from me, beloved. We'll pick this up again tomorrow. Have a great day.